Hello, welcome to GD 203 Dynamic Media 1. My name is Shane Latane. I'm your instructor for this class. Most of you will probably have had me as an instructor before, so some of this information will be old hat. For example, this is the best way to get a hold of me. You can, of course, send stuff to my ufv.ca email, and I will respond to all of it. Now, I am a graphic designer and illustrator and various other things. I've been working professionally in the Vancouver area for well over 25 years now. If you want to see some of the work I've done, you can go to raininspain.net. But by far the most important bit of information that I want you to be aware of is that there is a website, idearefinery.net, that I use as my teaching blog and teaching support site. I post project briefs, student work, and tutorials. I will be using it throughout this course. Let's just take a quick look. Now, the Idea Refinery has at the top here a carousel of recent posts. I will update this frequently and put things here across the top as resources for students when they need them. But down below, you can see that I have two columns here that are very important. This first one, Classes, is where I will post your course outline. Under Assignments, I will post links to your projects. I do post student work as I receive it. If you have an issue with me posting your work, please let me know. Now, this course is primarily going to focus on motion design using two programs. The first one, and the one that we're probably going to use the most, is Adobe After Effects. Adobe After Effects is the industry standard for motion design work, and with every iteration, its utility only grows. I use it for almost all my animation work. The other program that I like to use when doing animation is Adobe Photoshop. For some people, they're surprised to know that Photoshop can also do animation. Adobe Photoshop really is the Swiss Army knife of the Adobe suite. What can't it do? It does have some interface issues, but we will do an exercise using Adobe Photoshop's animation tools. Let's just take a brief look at how these two programs differ. Here is a short animation created in Adobe After Effects. You can tell that this was created in After Effects because the graphical assets like the face shape and the eye shape remain very consistent. This is because After Effects works with graphics created in other programs, in this case particularly Illustrator, and then imported and manipulated in After Effects to create this effect. This is an exercise that we will be doing later. Here's an animation though that was done using Adobe Photoshop's frame-by-frame animation tools. Now, I love this particular style of animation. It is something that we see a lot of today in commercial animation. For you to effectively follow along, it will require that you have some sort of pressure-sensitive tablet. As I record this, the latest version of Photoshop now works with the iPad, including the pressure-sensitive iPad Pro. I've yet to play with this, but I think that could be a game changer. Unless you have one of those, however, you will probably want to get a pressure-sensitive drawing tablet. The larger, the better, but there's no need to go and bust the bank on the largest possible options. The mid-size ones, I find, are good. Let's talk about the major projects for this class. Our first major project is going to be a kinetic typography project. I will give detailed briefs for this project and all other projects in separate videos. Using original or found audio dialogue, create a short animation using only the typography of the text of that dialogue. Let me show you what I mean. Here is an example of some kinetic typography that a student did for this project. It really does exemplify what I'm looking for.
If we're gonna date, you may have to defeat my 7 evil exes.
You have 7 evil ex-boyfriends?
7 evil exes, yes.
And I have to fight...
Defeat
your 7 evil exes if we're going to continue to date?
Pretty much.
So what you're saying right now is we are dating?
I guess.
Does that mean we can make out?
Sure.
Our second project, again, utilizing Adobe After Effects, is what I call the Shape Transitions project. Create a short animation that transitions between a set of illustrated icons. Unlike the previous project, this will require that you create some original artwork. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here is a set of illustrated icons, and here is the animation that transitions between them. Now that looks fairly complex, but it's utilizing some very simple transition effects and a technique that I call one thing left behind. But I do want to show you what one other student did with this project that I think is worth sharing. This animation really utilized the audio to its best advantage, syncing the graphic transitions with the beat and general feel of the music. Now, these two projects combined together would allow you to create an animation like this. This animation utilizes both shape transitions and animated typography to create something very interesting.
Curiosity is a muscle. Use it or lose it. It's something that we consciously have to nurture in ourselves, in our families, classrooms, at work. Sometimes I hear that curiosity and creativity are killed by too many facts. But actually the opposite is true. The more you know, the more you want to know. Not only that, but the more you know, the more connections you can make between the different bits of knowledge that you have in your head, and therefore the more ideas you will have. Which is why curiosity is really the wellspring of creativity. Technology is replacing routine work. And that's what technology replaces first, and it has done throughout history. So intellectually curious people, people who are capable of learning throughout their career, of asking questions, good questions, of adapting and collaborating with others from different disciplines, people who are capable of really thriving in this world of non-routine work, in other words, are the people that are going to do better.
The last thing I want to mention is that the way that you are going to be showing me your progress is by having your own YouTube channel. You get to choose what it's called, what it looks like, but it is going to be only the motion design and animation work that you do either in this class or through whatever tutorials that you may want to put up here. The idea is that you will have a place that you can direct potential employers to see the type of work that you can do. Don't worry if it's not Pixar level. Employers aren't always looking for that. Let's talk about this in a little bit more detail. So I want you to create your own YouTube channel. Now, if by some strange chance you don't already have a Google account, you can come to youtube.com and click on Sign In to create a new account. You can choose Create Account. Google, of course, will want to give you your own Gmail account. You're going to want to accept that. I'm going to click on the Confirm to sign in. Now, once you have your channel created and you are logged in, you'll see a general feed of videos. What I want you to do is start creating your own by clicking on this icon here. And we want to upload a video. We don't want to go live just yet. You may get a little welcome screen. You don't have to click on it. I'm going to click outside the screen like that. And here is our upload videos window within YouTube. You can either drag your files from your Finder right over top of this icon here, or you can come here to your Select Files button and navigate that way. I'm just going to take a random MP4 from a list and drag it over top my upload icon here. From here, I can change the name of this. You can choose to write a description. If I scroll down, I can see that I have some other options that I can choose. For audience, this is something that YouTube wants to make sure that whatever is uploaded is appropriate for kids. So you do have to click this. Yes, it was made for kids. If I come here to video elements, scroll down, there are no video elements that I choose to add at this time, but there are some cool things that you can do. We'll keep it simple for the time being. For visibility, though, I'm going to click on that tab. And you can see here, I can choose how I want someone to see this. Private means that Only you and people you choose can watch your video. Don't choose this option. This will prevent me from seeing whatever you've posted. However, there is this unlisted option. If you are at all unwilling to just put your stuff out in public, then choose this option. That will limit the people who can see your video to only the people that you send the URL to me, for example. Now, public is what you choose if you don't care who sees this. Once your video is done processing, you will see a publish button, which you just have to select. And you can see I now have this video with a video link to that right here. If you want to send this to somebody, you can just come to this icon here and copy that video link by clicking on that. You can see link copied to clipboard. Once I close that, you can see that that now gets posted. Again, I'm going to recommend that you keep this channel strictly for your motion design and animation work, for showing to potential employers. So only make things public that support that idea. If you want, you can create multiple YouTube channels from the one Gmail account. If you want to find out how to do that, I will link to this article in the description below. Now here's my YouTube channel page. You'll notice I've done a few things. I've included a icon photo and some header art across the top. I'd like you to do the same for your YouTube channel as well. Think of it in terms of your own self-branding.